Chapter 4.
Not in Hull.
What's it called?
Olly Wilkins named this one,
There
actually.
we are.
You'll see in the movie. And we are not in Hull. We
Shout
are
out Hull, man, in the north of England, you know.
Queenstown.
I've got to stick up for us, you know. It's not that bad. Hull is
not?
that bad, yeah. Hull is that
Is it as good as Queenstown, New Zealand, though? I'm not sure.
City of culture, Hull. Fun fact.
I couldn't believe New Zealand. I'd never been.
Yeah. And that was the Flux Trail crew killed it on that one. So that was
my goodness, yeah.
Dave McMillan, Remy Morton,
Yeah, that
Niels and the boys built.
that was one where I was gonna fly out and help out, but then it just
It's 25 hours away.
25 hours away. We have those guys that are way better at building than me, that are just there. That we just
Give the viewers a sneak.
Oh, the viewer's a sneak. That's beautiful, isn't it? Not Hull.
So my vision for this section was that we all start on a massive ridgeline at the top of a mountain, and we ride down a ridgeline, and as the ridgeline goes down, we go into the woods. So that was like quite, you know, an out there thought, because like, where is there just a ridgeline that you could go ride and a cool wood section that you can go ride within 2-hour radius? So like I was speaking to Dave McMillan the whole way. He suggested him building. Actually, I was in Whistler at an after party in Whistler, pretty intoxicated with alcohol. Went over to Dave and I was like, "Dude, let's get this going. Let's come to New Zealand and make it happen." And he was like, "Yeah." He was so stoked. Next morning, he texted me. He was like, "Did you mean what you said?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah, let's do it." So we got Dave and the Flux crew building this trail, and this one actually didn't really have much to do with the tool. I wasn't really on. He like was updating with a few pictures, but really not much. And I was like, "Shit, this could go either way." Not that I didn't trust them at all, but I was like, you know, whatever. And this section is on trail bikes. We're all on 150mm trail bikes, so it's like mix it up. So we got there, flew 25 hours the other side of the world, turned up at this track, and like we were just like, whoa.
But actually, to mention, I was in New Zealand the month before for another
Yeah.
shoot, and I met up with Dave just to have a look, but it was like 15-20% done.
Oh, really?
And I was thinking, all right, there's fair bit to do here and finish off. And you're like, show me where to go, and I was like, yeah, it looks epic, but no idea what we're gonna do. And then I arrived, and I was like, how on earth have you done all this? And their attention to detail is insane. Like, you must have appreciated that. It's kind of like Jimmy Pratt's spot, isn't it? Like, the attention to detail and all these little things they did around it.
Mate, it's ridiculous.
It's not like a Brendog build. It's like first fix, bang, I'll do next.
Can you tell the anecdote about the helmet?
Oh, the helmet was, so that was fucking, so we were in a helicopter. Well, you have, basically we got to the, it was absolutely unbelievable being in a heli. I've only been in 2 helis.
Same,
before.
mate.
Yeah. Like, I know even that is like, obviously.
Really?
But I've only been in a couple. And just the scenery there, where was it called? Milford's?
No. We're Queenstown. We were just like south of Queenstown, but you're not in Milford.
I forget what it was called.
What was No, it was it not? No. Okay. So it was just Queenstown. It felt very remote.
Yeah.
So we've driven quite a long way just out to the countryside, been picked up from a helicopter, which is ridiculous, and dropped off. I mean, honestly, there was a number of times on this shoot that I just thought, what on earth?
Yeah.
Like, we're flying around in a helicopter, and just
this-
like pointing at ridges, like,
Well, basically-
yeah, that one could be good.
Yeah.
Or what about that one?
Oh, is this like scouting too?
Yeah, we
basically
did.
the
Oh,
brief,
shit,
the
wow.
brief was that we went up first,
Yeah.
and I gave the helicopter pilot a brief. I said, I want a ridgeline like 300 metre long that we can just like ride down. I want it as like gnarly as you can possibly get us. So this guy's obviously just like full gnarly Kiwi mountain guy. He's just like, all right. So we flew around, honestly, for 20 minutes, and that's it. And I was like,
My bad.
That's my alarm that in the morning. That's terrifying.
am I
jarring.
I'm up.
And everyone listening.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm like, we're looking around. I was like, oh, that one, maybe, no, that one. Within 10, 15 minutes, I was like, that one. And he was like, okay. I was like, can you land on that ridge? So he like went down. I swear to you, Ollie, back me up, on a ridge. He's balanced the helicopter on the ridge. He's like almost like put it on the ridge, or like almost like wiggled it on. He's got out of the door with it still running, so it's just like. I'm in the front, the boy's in the back, and he's gone like, "Do not get out." And I was like, "All right,
but you're out."
yeah."
But also to add to this, we were in the heli, and he's like, "Yeah, I can land anywhere," and we're like, "All right, land on that ridge," and he
he's
literally
like,
went. Ooh, I'm not sure.
He did like a couple of passes.
Yeah.
He did a couple of passes. And when, like, looking back, because he got out and then he reached back in.
Why did he get out?
Well,
To see like where it was sat, whether it was on any precarious rocks or like
3 contact points, don't you? You want it to be like, because you can't see anything. You can see through.
Cool. He just got out.
It's a big Bell helicopter. It's like a big helicopter. It's not like. But he got out and then he reached back in to the collective thing. He reached back into. I really paid attention to that because I was obsessed just looking at all the controls, like what he's doing, every single movement he did. I was just like, and he reached back in, and I think that was because basically the helicopter is kind of in a semi-hover, so it's basically teetering, and then you have to add friction so that none of the controls move because a heli is like that control is floppy. It's not. You don't take your hands off in a helicopter, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I found that unbelievable. I was just like watching, and then when he reached back in, I was like, what would have happened if he hadn't reached back in? But I think we would have just.
You imagine the heli going, and he's just like,
Dude.
Whoa!
But the heli did go,
Yeah.
and Olly Wilkins did have his helmet outside the heli. The heli took off. Next question, Ollie was like, "Has anyone seen my helmet?" Nope. And after no one was playing the initial prank, we thought we were.
I really
thought it was a
prank.
joke. Yeah. And the helmet had rolled down the mountain.
Because you play the prank on the guy that's the most obsessed with helicopters, don't you? You play the prank on the guy that's like looking at everything.
But we didn't know you were a helicopter obsession back then.
Oh. No?
No.
Didn't sort of sense any excitement.
But
But we're all like insanely excited. Like,
So,
but then he circled round down and like almost pointed to where the helmet had gone. But we didn't know. We couldn't talk to him.
Yeah.
You're in the middle of nowhere.
That's cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I went for a hike for, I'd say, 20 minutes.
Yeah, you've really pulled through, yeah.
And then it got to the end, and when you're just walking down something, there's starting to be cliffs, and you're like, this is actually too gnarly now.
It was sketchy, wasn't
Turned around, and the helmet was like 20 metres back up the hill, like jammed in between a rock.
No
I was
way.
like, no way it's
Peaked down, all banged up. By the way, as well, I am so weird about my helmet. I'm so anally protective over my helmet. I hate it when it bumps stuff, which is like really unlike me in everything else in life, but just a helmet. So it was quite stressful for me because I knew I'd had it in my hands and I knew I'd placed it down really carefully. Don't put helmets upside down.
Just
so it
roll
just got
down a mountain.
blown off. I'm like,
Yeah.
But like we're like, can you dump us here? We want 2 hours or 3 hours. So we had to dump us, and go down and get the rest of the crew, come back up, dump us again. And I was like, leave us 2 hours and come pick us up. That was it. Like, he could have just left us there, It's like there's no
proper remote.
remote. Well, I say proper remote. It's like 20-minute helicopter flight into the middle of nowhere. So that's not really proper remote. But like it would have taken us a day to walk out.
Yeah.
So gnarly.
Yeah, it would have taken more than a day to walk out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's on the top of this on top of this mountain in the middle of nowhere, and we just like so. We don't even know this ridge is rideable. We just looked at it from the heli above. So me, Dave, and Ollie just like dump the bikes, scramble up this cliff, and just like spend the next hour just like moving rocks aside and like making. We don't have a shovel or anything. We're just like making it rideable for a couple of runs, and then he goes and gets the other camera crew, and then before we know it, we've got 10 of us up there like. Drones and photographers and whatever,
Wow.
And then we spent 2 hours or whatever up there.
That's so cool to add that context to that shot.
Yeah, get 3 or 4 runs of it. One of the runs, it's in the movie, like this big rock comes out in front of, was it in front of you or in front of, Dave knocks a rock out, big like slab rock out in front of Ollie. Because we're just like literally placing rocks to make it rideable down there. And yeah, it's like real sick start to the section.
See, I remember we took the Inspire, the big drone, but I don't know what was wrong with it. It was just taking off and doing its own thing. So I'm literally at the top of this mountain trying to battle the Inspire to come back. And the boy's like, "Are you ready?" I'm like, yeah, hold on.
Oh, really? You are?
Yeah.
It's quite high pressure, isn't it, when it's like that? When you've all heli dropped in, it's quite ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's what wild experience. And I'm pretty scared of helicopters, weirdly. I think of them as like, I love them, but I think of them as like diggers that float in the air. You know, they're like so hydraulic and mechanical. It's not like a wing you can understand. So it's quite like scary. It was like, you've got to do good biking, and it's cost lots of money and stuff, but also just going in the air in a thing that floats is like
wild.
Yeah, and then we killed it, and then we saw like the heli come back and get us, and it was all just like, and then we go back and like film back in the woods, which is like this like flux sick trail that's been built for us. That we just like do lap after lap after lap, and not only that, we don't have to push up. Like those guys have got like a side by side with a bike rack on the back, and we're just doing shuttle run.
It was insane to film actually, because
Yeah,
the
we were
boys are
just like,
literally Clay and I are honestly running to the next spot. Because the track was, I guess, 30 seconds long or something. So
we had
they're
2 30-second ones, or whatever.
Yeah. So they're whizzing through, getting straight on the Polaris and going straight up, and it was like probably like a 3-4 minute ride back to the top. Clay and I just sprinting into the next shot.
Pretty crazy memories from that, because it's not like you've done 2 death grips now, so you've done 2 loads of all of those shoots, so you know what it's like. But the reality of actually shooting like that is like 4 a.m. knee pads on first and foremost. Then there's radios that tell you when you need to be dropped off. So you're just lapping. It's time sensitive because of the sun. So there's like moments where definitely for me, like not even being like, God, it sounds just like wet, but like, we've been mates for a long time, and in New Zealand I was thinking like, what on earth, dude? It's like 3, 2, and we've got all knee pads on and we're riding these jumps, and it's like, essentially we do it all the time at home. We're just like biking at home. But I think about like,
it's so cool that you two have these
journey.
moments though, from riding the woods round here. Then you're in New Zealand in a helicopter.
Dude, it's ridiculous because there's all these cameras everywhere, and they're all like
built sick track.
Yeah, and they're all great mates, and you've got friends that you've met from all around the world. Like Dave's an amazing rider and someone I like look up to. Like Dave's one of those Instagram posts that you keep looking back at, and then you're just in it. You're in, and you're all alone, trying to be quiet, waiting for the radio. 3, 2, 1, and like.
And you're conscious that you don't want to screw up the shot, because you've got 2 other riders that you're going to... Not only 2 other riders, you've got filmers, and you don't want to be the guy. So every shot, you don't want to be the guy, so you have to like perform every time.
It's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It is.
If anyone had said to you when you guys were younger, this would be a reality, like you would not have believed it by a long shot.
And you got so much. You got to keep all the bikes in one piece. Like all the filmers have to be in the right spot. Like everything has to cut together. Like,
and you got to keep up with 2 people who I genuinely regard as 2 of the hardest turn slappers. Hopefully, I just about hung in there, but it was honestly nightmarish. It's 2 loads of their roost, and they're both like roost factories. Those 2 dudes are like. Absolutely, the worst
ironically,
guys.
you've got the best roost shot in that section.
For turn whacking, this could be the best section, I reckon,
mate,
right?
Absolute nightmare. I had a nightmare of a job on.
Whip the biggest and have the biggest roost.
I actually felt so, because I've definitely felt like, I'm not stupid. I know I'm there, sort of. I'm your mate. It's wicked. Like that lineup of riders. It's like. I don't know. Just in my own head, I'm not stupid. And I was actually super worried about like making sure got something. So I was stoked in the movie when there was like.
Is there any other returners from one and apart from yourself?
Brent told me that as well, and I was like, fuck.
That's nuts.
That is nuts.
Yeah.
Same with Amrin people who filmed them before, but actually not for Death Grip.
Yeah, not for Death Grip.
Yeah.
Two attempts, 2 different bikes, 2 different. Yeah, sick. That's really cool.
You and me, the only 2
returners,
double death grippers, both hands.
Sick. That's nuts, actually.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that was it. I've got real fun moment, and then the song we originally picked for that section was really a in the gang. me, Chris, me, Seager, and Clay. Clay hated the song.
Did he? Yeah.
Hated the song. Hated it.
And this is but it's the.
No, it's the song that's not in it anymore. Couldn't get the rights for it.
Oh, so
we
is
had an
that one in
original
it?
song.
No, the one you saw was it's not
Not
changed, yeah.
Okay.
But it was as well as
We had a
Outfield.
song,
But yeah, your
the
love.
Outfield, like My Love by the Outfield.
That's what I did. Did you not get it?
Yeah, I got it.
You
Don't
got
worry.
it.
And I loved it. Siegs loved it. He edited the whole section to it. We were stoked. Clay hated it.
It's quite good. There's 3 of you because you get a
Yeah,
deciding vote.
Clay hated it. Fair enough, but he was like,
And it was a
willing-
passionate hate. It was
Really,
it wasn't like
and he had a few other people that hated it as well. That was getting on his side and ganging up. But like, we were like, whatever, like we like it, whatever. We're gonna run it. It's something super different. You never hear that in a movie before, like in a mountain bike movie before. Blah blah blah. Turns out that they wanted like an astronomical amount of money that it wasn't feasible to use that song. So we had to pull it out of the section at the 11th hour.
Right.
We found another, what I think is like
Actually, it's-
equally as
yeah,
I
actually so
maybe
stoked
liked
on it.
more. Yeah,
Yeah.
got a really cool song together.
Are all of the music rights within a similar amount, or are some like you're like what they want? That's so
Basically,
cheap.
how our music supervisor structured it, she did 3 tiers. So it basically, Universal really helped us out because they gave us a massive act for quite like a reasonable price. And that was a bartering chip for every other song.
Got ya.
If this is tier 1, like you can't possibly be more than this band.
Right.
How's that how it works?
Yeah.
Cool.
Is
So
this
you set the bar.
Oasis? No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's not it. Imagine.
Another UK band though, let me tell you.
So Solid Crew.
Yeah, so solid. But they were tier 1. They were tier 1, and that was kind of the bargaining chip for the rest. And then we had like tier 2, tier 3. And luckily, well, we didn't even have to lie. It is a passion project at the end of the day. We do have big sponsors, but we are,
Yeah.
I mean, Bren's funded currently a lot of himself. So we're not a massive,
But from
big
their side, I
corporate
bet they're like,
film.
yeah, everyone says this. Everything's
Yeah.
a passion project.
But
Yeah, we could probably say it now actually, but like
Ghostbusters 3.
Yeah.
But they believed it, and even with Death Grip, the music's such an integral part of it. Like people download the playlists.
Yeah.
It's
It's
not
what's
like it's
refreshing
just
as well.
exactly.
It is.
It's not like it's just narrated over the top. It's the music's front and center.
Yeah. Just like initially what we talked about, like the original Earths and Sprungs
Yeah,
and like
exactly.
and obviously music is such like a subjective thing.
Yeah, it's
like,
polarising,
opinion,
yeah,
everyone's
for
got
sure.
like
Yeah.
different feelings and opinions, and so you can't keep everyone happy.
No.
And that's what you have to understand from the beginning. You can't just have it all hip hop. You can't have it all death metal. You can't have it all electro, even though Clay would have it all electro. But you have to.
Or
I
drum
think-
and bass because I'm from Bristol. But
Yes.
there's enough of it in there too. So
You can't. You have to just like almost say like screw everyone else. What works best with the? What do you like? What works best with the location, the style that we're trying to get, like, and that's in budget. You'll be surprised some of the songs we got there. We're pretty stoked on them.
yeah, hyped.
But yeah.
Is this chapter 5? Okay.
Okay.
Hey, man, what an episode that was. You did amazing in it.
And so did you.
You shone like a star.
You shone like a moon.
Can we also put something up here that you can click on for the next episode?
How about we put a subscribe up there in the middle?
Yeah, I love
We're going to put a video we think that our lovely companionship will love
Yeah.
on your face.
On my face?
Yeah.
So
And
they
on
can't
my
see me now?
gone. And on my face, another video that we think people will love. And thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Please hit like and subscribe. You guys are the best.
Peace and love.